What's going on, guys? We are back for another Chainsaw Man chapter, and this one is a banger again. 3 in a row from Fujimoto. No fucking misses, okay? So let's just get right into it. And we start off with the same thing that was happening last chapter, Denji versus the Falling Devil, and he just cuts off her head in this one, and it gets like immediately reformed. And this is like a running like thing in this fight where she gets destroyed. She immediately like reforms her body because her healing factor is just like insane. Like she doesn't even need blood. But we see her wind up for a huge kick and like kick Denji through this wall. And the Falling Devil says, "You must be Chainsaw Man, but I'm not going to kill any more humans, so there's no real reason for us to fight." And she's like, "My final task is to drop Asa in hell, so you can leave me alone." And Denji's like, "Huh? Did you say drop her into hell?" And she's like, "Yep, that's right." And she says, "I was given a job title to feed the residents of hell Asamitaka as their final course." So this just, it solidifies that somebody sent her from hell to feed them or the devils in hell. And this might be the leader of hell, the king of hell, whatever we're going to call him. Or this might just be a council of demons, high-ranking demons that like, "Yo, we need another meal. Falling, go get us a meal." But Denji's like, "Yo, that makes no sense. Like, this is great though. Now I have an excuse to kill you." And obviously, Denji doesn't know about hell devils and all that stuff, like how they want food and stuff. He doesn't care about this. Like, Denji only cares about himself and what's going on in his life. So he says, "Keep your hands off my ex-potential girlfriend." And of course, just more Denji stuff. He always does this, like, "Keep your hands off this girl. She could be my future wife." Like, he is the top tier simp. I think we all know this. Like, Denji will go after any girl he can get. But the Falling Devil, she puts a finger on like Denji's head and says, "You're impeding my cooking. Can you leave?" And she says, "Fall." And right then, we see Denji's real face. And this isn't what his face looks like right now. He's still in the Chainsaw Man form, but we get to see his real face and what he's thinking about. And oh my gosh, like, this is what I was hoping for. These traumas of Denji's past actually coming back, and we see Power with the cake. And then we see Aki as the Gun Devil Fiend. And this just, it pains Denji to see this. It's traumatizing him because these are his best friends, his family even. And he has to see them again, like, in their worst moments. These memories are just all flooding back into him. So he starts falling up as akin to the Falling Devil's power. He's gonna fall if he meets these memories. And she's like, "Okay, well, that's that. Now to follow Asa's scent." She basically said, "I'm done with this. We've dealt with Chainsaw Man. Peace." But Denji comes back down. He has a chainsaw in his head. We get to see why he does that. I was super confused when I first saw it. I was like, why is he cutting himself up? But he cuts her in half again, saying, "Eat this," of course. And she's like, "Huh?" But Denji's like, "When devils fight using mind attacks, I cut my brain up. It's a rule." And he's just like destroying his brain with these saws. And he has a little bit of healing factor, but like he needs blood to completely heal himself. But he's like, "Corn dogs. I want to eat corn dogs from France." And this reminds me of like when Power kept beating his head in after he was broken after Kishibe was training him. He just like destroying his brain so he's dumb and he doesn't have to think about this stuff, which is genius move, of course. Denji, he's really dumb, but he's also really smart, like randomly. But we get to see this amazing double page. And last chapter we had 3 double pages. This one we have 1. I'm fine with it. Anything Fujimoto does, I'm 100% okay with it because he's giving us bangers on bangers. But we see Denji starting to eat her, and he's like, "Stop that. I'm not a corn dog." And the Falling Devil's like, "Yo, leave me alone, bro. I just made you fall." But Denji's like sawing her up, and as he's eating her, and she's just like, "Perhaps you're right. A chef should experience being eaten, at least once." So she lets herself get eaten a little bit. And then we see her starting to reform her body while Denji's still eating her. And she's like, "Thank you for the 5-star service. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must return to my cooking." And Denji's like body is getting like smushed. Like the middle of his body is probably gone because her body's like reattaching itself through him. And we get to see, he don't care. Denji don't care. He's gonna put his chainsaw in her head, like right behind her face, like about to just cut it off. But she gets ready with a flick. flicks Denji away, his body gets like unconnected. Like he gets fucking torn apart. His guts are lying out, and he's like, ah, like this. He's in pain. Denji gets hurt a lot. He's a devil, so he gets to regenerate, but this has to like hurt like a lot. Every time he gets hurt, like he feels it. He's still conscious. He may be immortal, but he still feels everything. And like I could not do this, bro. Especially the chainsaws. He says the chainsaws hurt coming out. Like, yo, what's going on, guys? Sorry for interrupting the video, but thank you for watching. And if you're enjoying the Chainsaw Man content and want a new chapter review every week, just like and subscribe. Back to the video. Either way, she goes like, I detest ugliness. And Denji's body is just like in ruins, spewing about in two halves, just on the ground. She jumps up in the air. I think she can fly. I'm gonna be honest. From what we see here, it seems like she can fly. And she's just like floating around in the air. But Denji, he's on the ground, splurting out blood, still in half. From here, he could die. If nobody comes to help him, he definitely could die. But he's like, get back here. As somebody in a school uniform, it seems like, or this could be a public safety devil hunter's uniform. I'm not sure. But he cuts his hand, he or she cuts their hand, drips the blood in Denji's mouth. And they're like, I still need you to fight Chainsaw Man. And as she's like floating in the air, we get to see even more. Unless she's just jumping, I'm not sure. But I have two people who I think this is. First is Yoshida, because, you know, he has been helping Denji or like keeping track of him recently. Or this could be the class prez. We're not sure because, you know, he is sort of obsessed with Chainsaw Man. He even has the pull cord. It could be him. I'm not sure. I would like to see, you know, maybe he's coming to help the real Chainsaw Man. And we have not seen the person who killed Yuki. It may be the class prez, but we still have not seen the second Chainsaw Man. I just remember that. My gosh. It could be him, or it also could be like Kobeni or something. The shoes look a lot like Kobeni's, which I would love. Kobeni is one of my favorite characters from part 1. But let's just keep going, because she finds Asa. Denji is up, but she finds Asa first because she's following the scent, and Asa's like, it found us. In the following, she's like, I found you. Like, it's too much. So this, end of the chapter, we have no break next week. 4 in a row from Fujimoto. I feel like he just wants to like wrap up this little story arc with the Falling Devil and then go back on break, which he definitely deserves it. He really does. But yeah, I cannot wait for the next one. I think that Denji and Asa will team up and get a big fight in. Like, we might get to see the first full-scale fight with our two protagonists, which would be awesome. But from what we got to see, Denji cannot take on the Falling Devil. Like, he got wiped. Like, while he was still attacking, she showed no signs of being hurt or in pain or any lasting effects from these attacks. Denji might be able to defeat her, like if he was in like that Hell Chainsaw Man form with like all the armor and the guts as like scarves, but not as his regular form, at least I don't think. That's why we probably need Asa to come in and make a huge, insanely powerful weapon from some trauma. I don't know what. And I hope it's that chainsaw we saw in the promotional pictures, because we still haven't seen that. Remember, in the first picture we saw of Chainsaw Man 2, it was Asa holding a chainsaw that looked like Denji's head, and then Bucky in the background. So we still haven't seen that chainsaw part. Maybe that was just alluding to we're Chainsaw Man, like this is Chainsaw Man, or maybe that was alluding to she makes a weapon that is a Chainsaw Man sometime, which would be really cool. I mean, a chainsaw, sorry, which would be really cool because, you know, we have Chainsaw Man and then Asa who has a chainsaw. But yeah, she also could, I feel like this would be a great idea, if she turned the class prez into a weapon and he turned into that chainsaw head. That'd be awesome, because then if he is the second Chainsaw Man, it gets like proven right there. And if he's not, we get rid of him because he's sort of annoying. No, but so yeah, that was the chapter. I hope we get a big fight next one, because I mean, these few chapters have been combat intensive, but I need to see some greatness, a double page spread of the final blow, somebody getting torn through to end a devil's life. Like that's what I want to see. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. And peace.